What's good, everyone? Let me break down a few words for you because I know how many of you really enjoy the word crafting and what things really mean. And I'm gonna give you Metamorphosis and then something that we've been talking about, the I and the V. And I'll start with Metamorphosis because it's an easy one, but it's a really important one. Metamorphosis means mind is meta. Now you could do morpho, but we're going to break that down even a little more. Into more, it means like a black, wet, dark land. It's often swampy, but things grow out of this. This is the dark matter. The dark matter of the black Mother Earth, basically. And phos is anything to do with phosphorus, and it means light. And Isis means energy. A lot of people think it just means moon, but it really means energy. So metamorphosis means to take light out of the black mind and produce energy or something of that matter. It's producing matter from light, as a Moor could understand what it, well, to overstand what's underneath your feet. And then here, because we playing around with this, I did this a little earlier because I knew some people had asked about some things. So let me break this down real quick for you. There you go. All right, so we play with 1 and 5. I and V, Roman numerals. So 1 is 1 or I, as an I. It can be I or I. It doesn't, I and I is the same thing. 5 comes from the Roman numeral V, which is Venus, which is about physicality, or phi, as in phi cycle or a physical world. And it's even coded in the letter to say 5V, you say 5. So 6, the combination of 1 I and phi, meaning your physical form, and then yourself, or to view something, or the oneness, you create sex out of the physical world and what you think you are in it. You're interacting with the physical oneness of the world, thus producing sex. Union between the physical, or the vortex, and we'll get into vortexes in a second. Vortexes are much like torsion fields. So here's a few clues into it. So if you were to take the VI, it's called 6 or sex. You get a lot of words like visor or vision or virtual or Viking or victory or vitamin. Now these you can decode it by, if you know that Roman numerals, why do they still exist? Why do they even, like, why at every football game do you know the Roman numerals? There must be a reason, or else they would just get rid of them. They wouldn't use, say this Roman language, or these, these dead languages. They say, Latin's a dead language. Latin ain't a dead language. Latin is Italian. Italian is Latin. And not even going a little farther, it's part of your English. It means this English. If you're playing pool, you put a spin on a ball. It's the spin of the language. So the spin of the language was based in, I mean, we go back even further, you know this, but the Roman numerals, here we go. So you got visor. So what do we have? We have V, which is physical, and an I. So the physical, once again, how we can code out physical. If you take 5 lines, you get a star. You get 5 points, you get those 5 lines to create a star. That's your physical body. You are a star. And if you have a physical eye that's sore, what would you put over the top of your eyeballs? You put a visor on. If you have sore eyeballs, you put a visor on. And now have vision means to have sex. And we can do it this way. 6 or 6 and Zion. So it's the illusion, or Zion, having sex within Zion. And you can play with the 5 and 1, 2, or 6 because it's already coded that way. A VI ritual. Virtual is the virtual world is the sex ritual. The combination of you as your eye and your physical body as a vortex. Because if you look at what a V is a vortex or a torsion field. And we can go a little farther into the VI King, which is the Vikings, and the victory. So victory would be C and then tor, right? So victor, if someone was a victor, it would be 6, it'd be sex of seeing the torsion field or the spin. Torsion is in the words like rotate, because rotate comes from Torah, the Torah, or the toroidal or tornado, all of those T-O-R words. It means, like, if you go to church and you learn through what is called the the type of, hold up, yo. The type of learning that you use in churches and in schools, it's to spin it around. It takes information and spins it back to you. It's called rote to learning, to rotate. So that rotate is R-O-T or T-O-R, which is to spin. Remember, Y is always expressant of energy. So vitamin, what's a vitamin? T is to cross something, and min is small. So a vitamin, because we know that a vitamin is not nutrition, it means to have sex that's crossed and small. This is why if you go in and you try to buy some vitamins, they're nothing. They're pointless. They're small little, and they're crossing you. Nutrition, what do they tell you right there? It's your rights of your nut, of your ions. Your rights are correct, are written. It's already yours. A nut is where the seed is, where the energy is. Nutrition is the ion, is energy. What's inside of the ion? So nutrition is correct. So there you go, y'all. There's a little coding of the VI that we've been playing with. And as always, there's the torsion fields spinning into yourself and out of yourself both ways. It always, it's these two fields, as Dan Winter talks about the pine cones kissing. So have fun in your torsion fields that you're creating, and have fun metamorphosizing, or going through metamorphosis to whatever you'd like to be. Cheers, y'all.